Hello, thank you everybody for joining us today for our presentation based on our marketing plan for Ford Motor Company. My name is Toby. I am the project manager for this group. We have all been working super hard to get this prepared for you, and we're super excited to share it with everybody. Hope you enjoy it. As you can see from our table of contents, we have a wide range of topics to cover today, all the way from how the company began to who is in the company, different industry and competitor analysis, to even some of our metrics in which we are going to determine whether our marketing plan is a success or not. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Chris and have him kind of go over the executive summary.
All right, thank you, Toby. As Toby said, I'm going to go over a brief executive summary of our presentation. I just want to say it is Ford Motor Company's self-proclaimed purpose to drive human progress through freedom of movement, and this recommended marketing plan will enhance and focus that purpose by providing extensive critical analysis of the current marketing strategy, as well as provide enhanced recommendations and marketing strategies by way of a thoroughly vetted proposal. This marketing plan that the team is providing will include extensive marketing research, review of brand positioning strategy and map, and last but not least, a detailed summary of target markets. The marketing plan details strategies and enhancements that can be implemented in a thoughtful and predetermined measure so as to enhance the Ford Motor Company brand and standing in the world of automotive innovation and technology. And I will go ahead and turn it over to Jolene for the company description.
Henry Ford started Ford Motor Company with having a passion for the engineering and mechanics. It was in 1899 when he founded the Detroit Automobile Company in Dearborn, Michigan, that they entered the world of automotive mechanics. Detroit Automobile Company didn't do so well in 1903. Henry Ford didn't do so well in 1903, and Henry Ford founded Ford Motor Company. At this time, there were 87 other car companies in the United States. What set Ford Motor Company apart from the rest was Henry Ford's vision of how society will be impacted by automobiles. Henry Ford believes that cars should be affordable and not looked at like a luxury vehicle. Ford Motor Company had great success in the way it manufactured vehicles in mass production, and the advancements in technology, and also in all the changes in life. Ford Motor Company today. Over the years, Henry Ford has embraced his beliefs within his corporation, and to this day, these beliefs are still encompassed within the company. One of the key features for Ford is being reliable and of quality for the everyday man. Ford ranks up there with BMW in being a leader in innovation in the automobile industry. Ford Motor Company has come a long way with its energy-efficient efforts, its future safety features, and also through its technology and advancements. Although Ford Cars has been a great success for the company, it is not all that has made the company into the global enterprise it is today. Through Ford Motor Company funds and community services, it displays value for a safe and healthy environment for the community in which we live. These are true values in which the company incorporates within its corporation to guarantee the safety and energy-saving features in its vehicles. Next slide.
Hi, my name is Sheila Dawson. I'm going to read to you about organization within Ford. Ford has William Clay Ford as an executive chairman, James P. Hackett as your president of executive chief officer, James D. Forley as your junior global markets, and Joseph R. Hendricks as your president and global operations, Bob Shanks as your chief financial officer, Marcy S. Cleveron as your president and mobility, and Hall Fontaine as your chief product development and purchase officer. Bradley M. Caton as your Chief Administrative Officer and General Counsel, and Christian Robinson as your Chief Human Resources Officer, Kenneth E. Washington as your Chief Technology Officer, Mark Torby as your Chief Communications Officer. I will now talk more about James P. Hackett, the President and Chief Executive Officer. He has had 2 years of experience in the auto industry. On May 22nd of 2017, Hackett succeeded Mark Fields as President and CEO of Ford Motor Company. He is also a member of the company's board of directors. James P. Hackett made $17,752,834 in total compensation. Of his total, $1,800,000 was received as a salary. $2,592,000 was received as a bonus. $0 was received in stock options. $12,743,125 was awarded as stock, and $617,710 came from other types of compensation. Hackett is a 1977 graduate of the University of Michigan. We will now discuss the COO of Ford Motor Company. That would be Bob Shanks. Robert L. Shanks made $8,420,165 in total compensation. Of this total, $971,250 was received as a salary. $720,000 was received as a bonus. $0 was received in stock options. $6,617,074 was received as stock, and $111,841 came from other types of compensation. He joined Ford Motor Company in 1977. He was appointed a corporate officer of Ford Motor Company in July 2014, when he was elected to the position of Vice President of Operations Support, Finances, and Strategy, Ford of Europe and Premier Automotive Group. In that position, he primarily was responsible for driving financial methodology and processes, best practices, and synergies between the two entities. Has now announced his intentions to retire at the end of 2019. Shanks earned a bachelor's degree in foreign services from Georgetown University in 1975 and a master's degree in international management from the American Graduate School of International Management in 1976. Next slide, please.
Ford's mission statement is make people's lives better by making mobility accessible and affordable. Ford's goals for the future are to make technology advances that places Ford ahead of its competition, expand Ford's global market by refreshing international sales and global relationships, expand their sustainable, eco-friendly product line while still maintaining sustainability in the manufacturing process, refocus the product line in efforts to maintain competitive edge, and achieve a financial 5% sales increase each year over the next 3 to 5 years. Next slide. Ford's core competencies are the components that make them a recognizable brand. These are their affordability, their well-known, reputable product line, especially their F-Series and their Ford Mustang. Most importantly, Ford is a company with a very long history and a memorable product. With Ford's history deeply rooted in America, its reputation as a company producing American-made vehicles ensures customer loyalty. In the car industry, with so many options to choose from, it can be difficult to stand out. However, Ford holds an advantage over their competition because of their affordable prices. They sell the most popular truck in America, their Ford F-Series, and they sell American-made vehicles. Next slide. Ford has many recognizable strengths. Ford Motor Company is one of the oldest manufacturers of automobiles in the world and is a globally recognized brand. They have created a popular product line and are the creators of the best-selling truck in North America, the Ford F-Series. In 2019, Ford placed fourth amongst the leading automotive brands: Toyota, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Honda, Volkswagen, and Nissan. Ford has a globally strong and diverse operational network that consists of 69 manufacturing plants, 41 distribution centers and warehouses, 56 engineering research and development centers, and 110 sales offices throughout the world. In the last 10 years, Ford has opened manufacturing plants in India and China and has set plans to invest money, time, and research in expanding their market to Brazil. Ford's weaknesses have been an increase in recalls over the last several years. Additionally, there has been a lack of technological advancement that has put Ford behind its competitors. Ford's greatest weaknesses within their product line are their sedans. Ford's sedan sales have fallen rapidly and don't seem to have a future in Ford's product line. As the demand for eco-friendly hybrid vehicles rises, Ford must follow these opportunities. With the cost of fuel constantly rising and tighter emissions requirements, hybrid vehicles will more than likely be in high demand for years to come. Ford has entered the market of hybrid vehicles and has already introduced a few different models within the United States. However, there is an opportunity to expand this product line. Technology is also becoming an important factor in the car buying process, and Ford has an opportunity to incorporate more advanced technology into their cars. In response to Ford's sedan sales dropping, Ford has the opportunity to refocus their product line. By eliminating their sedans, they would be able to focus on their top-selling vehicles, the Ford F-Series, SUVs, and their popular vehicle, the Ford Mustang. Ford's biggest threats that they are facing is the failure that they are experiencing in the China market due to a heated trade war between the United States and China. Sales in China are rapidly declining, and it is currently threatening Ford's global impact and their role as the world's largest auto market. Next slide.
From a competitor analysis perspective, there are three companies we're going to look at for Ford's competition. The biggest of these is General Motors, which holds 17% of the United States-based market share. The parent company of GMC, Chevrolet, and Cadillac holds similar pricing and marketing strategy. Chevrolet is the most similar in comparison to Ford, with their lines of vehicles ranging from small vehicles, sedans.
All right, William, I'm gonna have to stop you. We can hardly even hear you, or at least I can. Is there a mic in which you could use potentially?
No.
Oh wow, you sounded way better there than you did when you were speaking. Is it? Is anybody
Is there a way
else
you can get
experiencing
closer
that?
to the microphone?
You may lean in like this.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear
way
you
better.
significantly more. You were
Yeah.
like really far out there.
Okay. Well, I'll keep going.
Okay. Basically, just start your whole slide over, and then I'll cut and like pretty much cut out the dead space later and put it back and put the two slides together. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So for the competitor analysis, we're going to look at three competitors for Ford. The biggest of these is General Motors, or GM, which holds a little over 17% of the United States-based market share. GM is the parent company of GMC, Chevrolet, and Cadillac. These do have similar pricing and marketing strategies. Chevrolet is probably the most similar to Ford, with their line of vehicles ranging from compact vehicles, sedans, trucks, and SUVs. GMC is probably considered the luxury brand in terms of, the professional brand in terms of trucks, SUVs, and work vehicles. Cadillac is the luxury brand, which would probably stack up against Ford's Lincoln vehicles. Chevrolet is a big competitor in that they are They have a lot of similar vehicles, price range for every type of person with a different style of trim for each price point. And so Chevrolet and Ford are usually considered two of the heaviest competitors within the market. The next one that we look at would be Toyota Motor Company, and it is the #1 selling vehicle brand in the world, number 2 in the United States. Similar vehicle and marketing strategy. Their luxury brand is Lexus. Toyota is looked at as probably the most reliable car in the world and has been for a number of years, which is part of why they have such a strong hold on the world stage. Additionally, Toyota was one of the first brands to incorporate electric vehicles and hybrids. Ford is currently branching out into that market. However, as was previously mentioned, the sedan is kind of going away a little bit. So Toyota is going to continue to have a competitive advantage in that sector. The final one to look at would be Fiat Chrysler, FCA, which is the parent company to Fiat, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Ram recently split from Dodge and is just focused 100% on trucks, which has really given a lot of credence to the Ram name. Ram has really made a lot of improvements to their trucks, and so they are actually moving up within the market share in terms of truck value. Ford does currently hold the advantage, in part because of their reliability and the affordability of the F-Series. The variants and vehicle marketing objectives is based on the brand. So, if it's Fiat, it's going to be compact vehicles. Dodge is going to be more, family vans, that kind of stuff. Jeep is a little bit more adventurous. So something, for everyone within the FCA umbrella. But those are the 3 competitors for Ford. Next slide.
I'm going to be talking about the industry analysis. As you take a step back and kind of look at the whole industry, 4 main points really stuck out in which companies are looking to move towards: automated driving, electric mobility, safety and information, and then ride-sharing companies. Specifically automated driving, more and more companies are looking into cars that require no driver at all. Ford put out a statement that in 2021, they will have a fully autonomous vehicle for commercial operations. This smart car will operate without a steering wheel, gas pedal, or brake pedal. The industry as a whole has begun to venture into the sector of self-driving cars. These cars could change the industry for ride sharing and delivery of insurance and also the infrastructure. Next, electric mobility. Companies are gravitating towards electric vehicles as the market shifts into the future. Tesla's Model 3 as the top selling electric car in the United States. In November, Tesla announced that they're adding another vehicle to their fleet, the Cybertruck, which is supposed to be released in 2021 with the starting price right under $40,000. There are currently 1.18 million electric vehicles on the road in the United States as of March 2019. Total electric vehicle sales jumped up 81% in a year span from 2017 to 2018. And electric vehicles have made a difference in the industry as trends worldwide have spiked. The sales of global electric vehicles have totaled 2.1 million in 2018, a 64% increase from the previous year. Tesla, GM, Nissan accounted for 62% of those sales, and Ford finished 4th in that category with 114,321 units sold. So now that we'll take a peek at safety and information, and now that more cars are becoming more electric, more people are always interested and having those electric add-ons, whether that be more cars nowadays are having Wi-Fi enabled within the cabins. The digital age is upon us, and now Wi-Fi is traveling with us. The real question is, so is it worth it? Right now, Wi-Fi in your car may be worth it in situations where multiple passengers could use the connection on a daily commute or even on a trip across the United States. But if you aren't frequently playing chauffeur or you don't have any big trips planned, you may not need the Wi-Fi in your car. Along with Wi-Fi, cars have also started to change their head units to sync up to Apple CarPlay or Android CarPlay, just so it's compatible with the phones, kind of the hands-off, distracted driving. It syncs up to your phone, your text, and your music. Ride-sharing companies, as electric cars change, so will ride-sharing companies. More people will be able to share rides between places with less gas commissions. The top 5 ride-hailing companies, most people know Uber, Lyft. There's a few others called Didi, Grab, GoCheck. And these companies are estimated to be over worth $230 billion, which is quite a bit. More than 270 ambiguous startups have revved up the electric car industry, which has lately had stricter emission regulations, which should be accompanied by a flurry of new model launches, which is why we've seen a influx of these electric cars and ride-sharing companies. Next slide.
The customer analysis. Over the years, Ford has made many changes and has expanded their product lines in order to target as many consumers as they can, leading to greater success for the company. The strategy of targeting consumers shows Ford which model is preferred through individuals who are of certain age, their income, lifestyles, and demographics. This allows the company to capture the entire market of automobiles. For the most part, Ford attracts more of the middle class, being between the ages of 18 and 50. When looking for a vehicle that meets your needs, you are sure to find it with Ford, as they offer different models for every consumer. Ford, as a well-known name, and has been around for many years, making them stand out amongst their competition. This sort of dedication and being able to stay in the industry shows consumers they can count on Ford to provide them with an automobile that gives them quality and reliability. Ford introduced Mercury as being more luxurious than the traditional Ford models. They offered a more smooth ride, and the price tag was higher. Mercury wasn't paying attention to the younger consumers. They were more focused on the consumers interested in a more luxurious vehicle. We wanted to focus primarily on millennials. Even though Ford has a diverse market, millennials' interest in the automotive industry is increasing because of their age and is becoming America's largest generation. In order for them to stay competitive, Ford must stay on top of what the consumer wants and needs, along with market trends, changes in consumer interest, and anything that might affect the automotive industry, may it be social or political. Next slide.
Ford's target market is focused on 21 to 50-year-old male and females in the United States. Their income ranges between $40,000 to $75,000. In China, the target market is 21 to 40-year-old male and females, and those that income is 60,000 yen to 500,000 yen. And in the UK, Italy, and Germany, their target market there is 21 to 50-year-old male and female, and mostly new family owners. The pricing strategy is laid out below with the S-Series ranging between $32,000 to $38,000. The pricing for the Mustang ranges between $30,000 to $35,000. And pricing for SUVs ranges from the most large vehicle and luxurious vehicle, the Expedition, ranging from $50,000 to $55,000, down to the Escape, the smaller, more compact version of a Ford SUV, which is $22,000 to $25,000. Next slide. Ford's product strategy will promise a more focused offering of vehicles. Ford will be eliminating their line of sedans and will pour their energy and resources into their F-Series, their SUVs, and their muscle car, the Ford Mustang. According to research, millennials are fueling the adoption of in-vehicle technology. Because millennial buying power is so impactful, Ford will put additional efforts into creating unique technology to put into their vehicles, technology that will help them stand above their tech-forward competitors. In addition to the technology that Ford will be pursuing, they will be increasing their sustainability efforts, working towards implementing more eco-friendly hybrid cars into their product line. Ford's goal is to bring in 40 electric cars into their product line by 2022. Ford's pricing will continue to reflect their initial goals as a company to create mobility at an affordable price. Price points will not stray too far from the pricing that the vehicles are currently set at. However, as technology and design advances, prices will need to be adjusted and match those improvements, but Ford will continue to maintain their reputation as providing accessible, affordable, high-quality vehicles. Next slide. Ford's promotion strategy will utilize traditional and non-traditional marketing practices. Millennials, at 80 million strong and with more than $200 billion in annual buying power, are a large part of Ford's target audience. And that means advertising towards them utilizing social media marketing. The person-to-person conversation that social media provides will allow Ford to meaningfully communicate directly with their target audience. Ford will also use TV, radio, and print ads, both on a national and local level. National television advertisements will be given slots during Monday, Sunday, Monday night, and Thursday night football games. Those ads will focus on Ford's most popular product lines, their F-Series and their Mustang. Ford will also create television ads for their SUVs and their new eco-friendly vehicles and market those during primetime television. Print ads will be featured in automotive magazines as well as men's magazines and family magazines. Ford will work with local dealerships to ensure that advertising of new products is consistent. Local dealers will work to provide specials that will get customers through the doors. Along with the release of Ford's new vehicles, Ford will also participate in relationship marketing. With each release of a new and improved vehicle, Ford will take it to the people, filming first-time test drives and reactions to new designs, technology, and improved sustainability. And they'll share those reactions on their social media platforms, such as YouTube. They will also build a television media campaign around these interactions. Ford's placement strategy will focus on opening new dealerships to ensure that their brand and product is more accessible. In addition to that, Ford will be refocusing their presence in China in attempts to re-strengthen their global brand. Next slide.
So when it comes to Ford, financial data and projections are definitely needed. I took a look at 3 different sections: the market share, the future products, and projected growth. The United States leads the pack in retail sales worldwide, which would make sense why Ford would focus most of its marketing towards the United States. The market share, as you can see in the chart on the right-hand side, represents reported retail sales for all brands as a % of the total industry volume in the relevant market or region. Ford represents its report into 3 operating segments, segments of automotive, mobility, and Ford Credit. Automotive consists of sales of the Ford and Lincoln vehicles, parts, and accessories worldwide, while The market share comes from the automotive sector. Most of the market share comes from the automotive sector. However, Ford Credit is helping with that more and more automobile. Oh my gosh. However, Ford Credit is helping with that as more and more automotive companies are beginning to offer their own financing departments. The Ford market share in 2018, in the US alone, it was 14.1%. China had a staggering 2.9% of the market share. The UK, as represented in our target market group we just presented on, had 13.7%. Germany with 7.9%. And then the EU, which had 7.9%. That EU 21 represents a large cohort of companies within the European market. These European companies give us a large sample size of production, sales, market share compared to top countries like the United States, China, UK, and Germany. This is the stock window of the last 5 years for Ford Motor Company. Although the stock prices have been on the downturn over the past 5 years, we are excited and optimistic that our marketing plan would turn this around and start to drive those prices back up to where they were in 2015. At the current price today, stock's at $9, which is up over the last year. Our hope and feeling is that by implementing this plan, we can create a buzz again for one of America's most favorite automotive companies.
Okay, thanks, Toby. I'll talk about an implementation plan now. The proposed Ford marketing plan that we put forward will be implemented over the next calendar year in quarterly execution points, and I'll go through some of those inflection points here by quarter. The first quarter will share new marketing objective with Ford's workforce and gain buy-in for the main focus of becoming a leader in hybrid vehicles through marketing, research, and development. And then we'll also announce plans to eliminate sedans from product line and what that means for Ford and their customers. In the second quarter, we'll put forward a high-powered media blitz, including traditional media and social media, and it will be executed and show that it shares Ford's commitment to highly fuel-efficient, eco-friendly cars and sustainability, and their focus on their trucks, SUVs, and the very popular Ford Mustang. In the third quarter, we'll highlight the new electric Ford Mustang coming out as it's introduced at the Los Angeles Auto Show. And for the fourth quarter, we'll execute the Ford marketing campaign that Ford will become the world's most trusted company designing smart vehicles for a smart world. Next slide. And finally, we'll set forth with some metrics where we can go forward and measure our success based on numbers and periods in time. The marketing team will implement a set of annual metrics that measure changes in the automotive industry requiring strategic change. We have three major metrics here, and our first is that the amount of product lineup that qualifies in the industry as green. Our success measure will mean that it is equal to or greater number of Ford vehicles qualifying as eco-friendly as the top 5 competitors to Ford. If that metric is not met, then our next step in Ford's lineup would be reevaluating it and updating it to remove vehicles outside of that efficiency curve. Our next metric would be an increase in the number of vehicles fuel efficiency greater than 5%. And a success measure would mean non-green vehicles achieve an annual improvement over time in fuel efficiency of 5%. If that metric is not met, then each vehicle that has not improved at that level over the previous year's model will be put on a 2-year improvement plan and will need to get in line with the established metrics. And our third metric that we have here is market penetration of greater than 5% over the previous fiscal year. So for success, a 5% increase in social media followers and online customers from the previous fiscal year will need to be gained. And if that metric is not met, then the marketing team will have to implement a marketing penetration improvement plan to get in compliance with that metric within the next fiscal year's time. And if we go to the next slide, I'll just say in conclusion that is the team's marketing plan, and just open it up for any questions. And if none, we'll say thank you.